Welcome to the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. Just when you think you know everything there is to know about bait and fish, someone throws a spanner in the works and you learn something new. Even after all the years I've done it, I was amazed to find a different way of collecting bait. On a recent trip down to Poole Harbour, which is in Dorset on the south coast of England, struggling to catch flounders, there was a young angler to my right, and I happened to say, "Oh, there's a boat coming out, I bet the boat fishermen do pretty good." He said, "Oh, he's dragging ragworm." Well, it looked like two sticks were out the back of the boat, and I thought, he's dragging ragworm, that means he's trolling ragworm? Is that what it means? But I looked at the speed he was doing, I thought, well, that can't be right, he's not going to catch anything. Now, Poole Harbour is a great big harbour, not necessarily deep, it's quite relatively shallow, I would say, but it has some extensive seagrass and mudflat areas, and that's good for ragworm. Now, what the guy meant when he said he's dragging ragworm, it wasn't that he was dragging to try and catch fish using ragworm, he was collecting bait, which I guess he then supplies to the tackle shops, and thereafter to us anglers. But he was going around and around and around in circles. It was about the most bizarre method of bait collecting I think I've ever seen. Now just look there, you can see off the stern of the boat in amongst the exhaust smoke there what looks like two pieces of wood. In fact, it's two, I guess, rope hawsers, I'm going to call them. And he goes around in a circle like this, quite a tight circle, so the tiller must be locked over permanently. Then after a circle he hauls up first one, and on the end of that is an iron hook. He bangs it, something falls off the hook. He throws that back in, or he goes and checks the other rope. You can see the circuit. He's just going around in this circle. I find it most bizarre method, and this is bait collecting. This went on for an hour or 2 hours. Bangs the hook, throws the hook over the side. It goes out probably 15 feet behind the boat, not very far because it's very, very shallow there. And then as he's going around, he's obviously sorting something out on the stern there, dropping it into a box or something. Now look at the back. Just coming out from behind his back now, there are a stack of bait boxes there. I mean, they obviously have to go to, I guess, the tackle shops like that. So he's doing it professionally all the time. Here we go. Up comes the hook. Bang. The worms go down onto a board. He then picks a second one up after dropping the first one. Hauls it right up. Watch for the action. Bang off those hooks. So I'm guessing that those hooks go down just enough depth into the soft mud of Poole Harbour there. This is a spot called Holes Bay. And you can see how close to shore he is. Now, guys, you have to ask yourself, if this boat was there for 2 hours collecting bait, there must be a humongous amount of bait on the seabed there. Why wouldn't all the fish be there feeding on it? And alternately, all that stirring up of the mud and all the loose worms that fall off that hook, why would not there be loads of bass and flounders? I wish I'd moved. I never did because I was fascinated. He's collecting rakes and rakes. Oh, rakes, I love that one. It looks like a rake, doesn't it? Of these ragworm. And there you can see, same area. Now, whether it has to be a clockwise direction all the time, I didn't see him go anti-clockwise, I didn't see him alter at all. It was the same tight circle going round and around over exactly the same spot and hauling up those, I want to call them like grappling irons they are. I don't know whether they're round or whether they're flat. I was on full zoom with the camera, I couldn't see, but every time he pulled them up, he would bang it on the stern and then salt through the bait. So there must be loads and loads of worms there. I know there's a lot of worms in the harbour, and then the boat started breeding and a second one came in right next to him, and wait for this, he's also going in a clockwise direction. Look at the stack of bait boxes inside the cabin. You know these guys are catching a humongous amount of ragworm there, snagging them on the hooks. I guess it was a method maybe discovered by somebody who was anchoring there, pulled up the anchor after a fishing trip and thought, hang on, there's more ragworm and bait on the anchor than there is in my box. There's loads of them. It's a bizarre method. I certainly in all my years have never seen a method of bait collecting like this before, and that is ragworm dragging or ragworm dredging. It's obviously a specialist shape anchor they use. Would it work in other places? I don't know. It's there for you guys to look at, something totally different. Let us know if you've seen this method used before, because I've travelled around the world and I've never seen it used. And this is what that guy's selling us from over there, and those are the ragworm. Might not be able to see them with the white paper. Now there's a big one, so that presumably catches on those hooks, and that's what we buy from the tackle shops as anglers. It's a ragworm, and unfortunately at the moment the fish aren't eating it, but who knows, they might do in the next hour. So next time you go fishing, you might wonder where that bait came from and how it was procured. A fork, a spade, a pump, or even, like those guys did, with a boat and a special anchor dredge going around and around and around in circles. Clockwise, it has to be said. Good luck with the fishing. Don't forget to watch our sister channel, Totally Awesome Outdoors Show, especially if you're interested in bushcraft. We'll see you around.